first boss fight's pretty straightforward. You don't stand in swirlies, but it's a swapping back and forth, so that you start on one boss and then you switch to another boss and then back and forth. The second one, the difference between heroic and mythic, you follow like through this maze, and then you're fighting the butterfly, and she does dodgeball, but instead of there being one arrow that shoots out, she will be shooting at every character, right? So the dodgeball will come and there'll be an arrow pointed at everybody. So you have to just look at the arrows and move so the arrow's not going to hit you. She'll also do freeze tag, which is this little fox that comes out and chases after you.
I don't know if you can
That
banish it or not.
It has to be, yeah, CC'd in some sense. So fear, I know fear works on it, right, as a temporary thing, but yeah, I don't know if it can be like long-term CC'd out of there. Otherwise, the stuff we'll cover, I guess, as we go. Last boss is too annoying to explain now.
For the like arrows, the dodgeball, is that like meat hook where the arrow follows you until you're off
No.
locked in immediately?
It initiates wherever you're standing. Everybody will get an arrow pointed at them as soon as it pops, and you'll see that arrow on the ground emanating out from the boss, right? And there'll be a delay between when the arrow appears and between when it fires, but the arrow will not move after it initially appears.
Yeah, and I'll be shouting out dodgeball. So every single time you hear me say dodgeball, look to where the arrows are and move. Just like you can sidestep it. It's only in that single path. Now, the hardest part when you have to do sidestepping more often, kind of, is if everyone's DPSing. Like, she'll do this thing where the guessing game where she'll create clones of herself and you gotta find which one is the right clone. As you might all be clumped. Actually, you're casters, so you won't all be clumped up. Probably. When that happens, there might be a short cone of each of you, but essentially she targets where you are first, and then you can just step out of the way from where you were.
Or you maybe, if you're doing the guessing game thing, you may have your back turned to the boss because you're hitting the copy of her on the far side. So you'll have to like turn back and look and make sure that you see where the arrows are.
Yeah. So once you figure out who the proper clone to fight is, try to see if you can fight that clone while still looking at the boss in some way.
Yeah. And so the puzzles, we have to do the puzzles twice. We have to do it one to get through the maze, and one when we're fighting her and she does her guessing game. The way the puzzle works is you're either going to have there's going to be different images, and there's 3 characteristics of each image. First is the image of a leaf or of a flower. The second is whether that image of a leaf or a flower is solidly filled in or if it's just an outline. And the third component is whether it has a ring around the outside of that image. So based on those 3 characteristics, when you look at all the 4 images that come up, there's going to be one that is the odd one out for one of those 3 types of characteristics. So you might have one that's a leaf and all the rest are flowers, or one that's an outline of the image and everything else is solid, or 3 have a ring and 1 doesn't. We always have to identify the one that's the odd one out. In the maze, that indicates the correct way to go, and on the boss, that indicates which copy we have to kill. If you kill the wrong copy,
Yeah, so the maze will be practice for that.
Okay.
Any questions?
Oh, real quick, can someone can repair?
Oh yeah, sorry.
Thanks. Sorry, it was up earlier and I think I just completely ignored it. Okay, I'm totally good to go now.
Cool. So Latha, you just need to put your key.
Click on the font of power. And then drag it from your inventory into the font of power, and then there'll be like an activate, go, start.
There you go.
So there's a Ardenweald bypass, like just ahead to the left, so we don't have to fight all the stuff on the right. And we're not fighting the stuff either.
Hug right. These jump around, so they don't maintain a nice aggro table. So you see those big flower dudes?
I do not have a target.
That one, DPS that one first. It has a big blue cone that it might shoot in front of it. Get out of that out of that beam, basically, because it will stun you. Yeah, he just fired that blue beam.
I need to target
What
something
got you?
first.
Who? I saw someone go into a pod, a seed. What got you?
Some
It's the overgrowth
blue
ability
thing.
that the Tirna villager casts.
Oh, okay.
The DPS just have to kill the pod to free the person.
Okay. Do we have anyone that can?
Oh, sorry, mine too.
Okay. Hug the right side. We can bypass.
Sorry. I forgot.
No worries.
So just make sure we stay far enough ahead up this path that we're not going to pull backwards. Harvest essence with this, yeah, we have to, I don't know what the interrupt harvest essence when you see that come up. So in here are wonderful buff mushrooms. Right click on one to get a buff. And then we come right back out.
I have to ask every time what color I should get. I never remember.
The small one.
These two guys, we want to bring them down one at a time because when they hit a certain health, they start doing a lot of AoE damage, and we don't want them both AoEing at the same time.
Nature is meant to be controlled, conquers, and the growth will conquer all. Beware.
And step out of the black bramble plants. Yeah, here comes the furious thrashing. This will hurt.
Beware.
Okay, now this guy's furious thrashing.
Beware.
Yes. Okay, Here's the bosses. We just trade back and forth. We start with the skull. She does a frontal blast. Don't get hit by it. She does swirlies on the ground. Don't step in them.
Go on to X. Go back on the skull.
Here comes the blast.
Blue swirls.
Swirlies.
X. Skull.
You can probably bring down, yeah.
Nice. Good job.
Okay, so watch this. The key here is when you go through, you can watch the boss and see which direction they take. Because the boss is the little butterfly up in front of us with the skull on it. So if you watch where they go, you don't have to solve the first puzzle.
Come along.
Going right. And then it looks like another right.
Find your way through the mist. Choose wisely.
Stone and sigil show the way. One does not belong.
Make sure we stay back from these guys because they do frontal cleave.
Okay, this is the first piece of the training.
So everybody has to click on a stump so we can see what they are.
Or just get close to the stump, it'll light up. So I have a flower outline. This is, okay, it's mine. It's the only one that does not have a ring around it.
Okay.
Okay, the tender goes first because it heals.
So I think it's the flower. Everything else is a leaf, right?
If everything else is a leaf, then it's a flower, yeah.
You did it. Good guess.
Beware.
Breath attack.
Beware.
Breath attack. Yeah, it's either we've had, I think, this dragon I've had a few times, or a frog. I don't know what other options there were. Outline leaf. Solid flower.
Solid leaf of the ring.
Wait. So mine's the only outline then. If everything else was.
Yeah, here's the only outline.
Yeah. So if you miss it, like you make a mistake and pick the wrong door, it just sends you back to the beginning of the maze.
Turn aside.
Yeah.
You. Good job.
And we've got Cameron with us.
And is Cameron? Who's Cameron? Awesome sauce or awesome?
Awesome sauce.
Awesome
me,
sauce
Yuki's
is fine
fault.
too. I've
So
got
that's
awesome sauce
Miyuki's
works.
fault. She was like, "There's a person called Awesome Sauce." I blame Miyuki for this one.
It's Grape's boyfriend.
Oh, okay. I'll stop being horrid.
His main is Horde.
I
Oh,
know we shouldn't have let him in the guild. But...
excuse me. My main is technically horrid.
This is horde slander.
I know. I have a beautiful sign here that says horde shaming free area. Locktar.
I don't know if it's possible to slander hordes because anything you'd come up with really can't be worse than what they are.
Oh.
I don't want her up here with her butt on my hand.
So
Wait, what?
he's talking about a cat.
Oh, I was like, why is a Horde thing up there with
Yeah,
a butt
that's-
on your hand? I'm
I
like,
mean,
I don't
we know the
understand.
Horde-
Horde are sitting on you. They stalk you. Kezia is coming.
I was like, that's weird.
Is your cat's name Locktar?
Is what?
No.
Is your cat's name Locktar?
No, Locktar.
No.
No,
No,
Locktar is
Locktar.
a trader's griffin bird pet for Kindaria's Alliance Hunter. that
Okay,
keeps-
so we got leaf,
Yeah.
leaf, flower.
What's
What's
the
that
other
last one?
So Locktar likes to run into
So-
mobs.
That's only flower, right?
Yeah.
Is that this?
Wait, is that the way we came from?
That's where we
I'll let
came
you
from.
meet Locktar someday, but Diona might.
Okay, hang on. We
Do
need to solve this
emergency killing.
puzzle. Okay, solid flower.
You know, it's so depressing
Oh, there's two
Outline.
flowers.
The only not ring
Wait.
The
over
one
there.
without the.
Wait,
This is the only one
this
without the
one-
ring.
It's the one
No
without
circle.
the ring.
This is the
Okay.
only one without the ring.
Kept getting confused by
Okay.
the place that the area where we arrived from.
So dodgeball. Remember we should spread out a bit as DPS as range, so we don't all get frozen trapped if we get caught by freeze tag.
And also, it'd be good since you'll be spread out that
The dodgeball.
dodgeball, you'll only have to move a little bit. So I would say right now is Kayaba and Awesome, I think, is just relatively closely. All you have to do is sidestep to your right or left, and that'd be good.
We're gonna have so much fun.
Beware.
Dodgeball.
Dodgeball.
Guessing game's coming.
Okay, freeze tag, so watch out for where we're at.
Beware.
Dodgeball.
Okay, so what do we got? Leaf.
Flower.
The only solid. The only solid one.
Beware.
Dodgeball.
Dodgeball.
Beware.
Dodgeball.
Dodgeball.
I moved in the wrong direction.
Beware.
Dodgeball.
Okay,
Dodgeball.
in this now.
Guessing game. I had the thing spawn right on me, but I have my gladiator's trinket. So that's it.
We only
Beware.
Dodgeball.
Dodgeball. So we got the ring.
Beware.
Dodgeball.
Freeze tag.
Beware.
Dodgeball.
Dodgeball.
Nicely done.
Okay, we go over the waterfall.
Are you streaming?
No, I will though.
So for these bugs that come up, some of them have a knockback, so just be careful about edges. They will knock you straight back from where they are.
Oh,
Um,
don't, when you go off this ledge, don't jump. Just kind of like fall off
yeah, just fall. If you do weird movements, you can take damage.
or die.
Balance must be restored.
So, if you were to, do we have to do anything to allow them to res here?
I already got
it. Okay, you got it. Okay. It was an RDO thing.
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
So
Can't we master spell their like blue thingy? Can we do that?
cast a spell the.
Does they like turn blue? Am I wrong in that? I could be absolutely making it up.
And if anyone does leather skinning,
Well, we don't usually do that in keys.
oh yeah, that's true.
So yeah, just watch out for knockbacks. You'll see like there'll be like a swirl and stuff before the knockback. Like that one. And put me on the other side.
Oh, whew. Okay, I'm gonna move him.
Oh, you got. Oh, you're moving over. I think.
What are you two doing?
Okay.
Okay, that one knocked me back, but luckily it knocked me back onto this edge over here. There's this knockback swirl. Okay.
Oh, you have lots of time.
Don't say that.
No, it's if you guys say it, then you're jinxed.
So this one too, what we do is we'll kill the last boss and then kill the last of the trash. Because there's trash past the boss too, and that way we don't actually worry about going over 100%. This boss, avoid swirlies. Kill the ads without letting them touch you because they will like mind control you. You can kill them off other mind controlled people. If lines appear between you guys, run and stretch out the lines until they break because they will do damage until they are broken.
If you see eyeballs on top of your character's head, that means that the ads have fixated on you. They will do so for I think 15 seconds or so. So run away from them. This one will get hectic.
Yeah. Technically, the boss remembers which way you move to, so
It starts predicting it.
don't always move in the same direction.
Beware. Beware.
Okay, dodge all the swirlies.
Become so much more.
And just watch your distance from the boss too, because there's such a big area here. It's very easy to get out of my line of, like, out of my healing range.
Beware.
Okay, here's the ads. They're fixated on like that. Crowd control them, fear them, and then bring them down.
Beware. Beware. Enlightenment dawns upon me.
Great, if you can move in a little bit closer to the boss, you're outside of my range.
Beware.
Is here better?
Okay, mind link. Stretch it out, good. Okay, we've got the larva coming in again. Bring them all down. They're on me, so you might need to pop some healing. Throw that one here on me. There we go. There's one more over on the side. You're doing very well.
Your actions are beware.
Awesome sauce.
Awesome sauce.
Nicely
There we
done.
go. Okay, we're not done yet though. We've got
Kill the
keep going and
trash.
kill the last little bit of trash.
Oh, that's wrong.
Just about there. 5% more.
There we go.
Yay.
Nicely done, everybody.
Good job. How many did you go up? 1?
+1.
Good. That's great.
Let's find out which key it
Curious to
was.
see what you got. Plaguefall!
Oh my god.
Not you.
Yay. Plaguefall again.
We'll see what life I
seems
got.
to be that drops more than it should. What'd you get?
Axe.
An axe.
35 anima.
Ew, I got it.
Yeah, I know. Sweet anima. All that work for anima.
Yeah, that's people get depressed.
Can any of
They're
you guys
actually-
use axes?
They're gonna change that for mythics. They said they recognize that the mythics aren't giving enough of an end dungeon view.
It's dumb.
Hopefully they'll recognize that
35
from Torias as well.
Yeah,
Torghast would be
really.
nice if they even just, yeah.